Hey, it's ODB from OLP. I want to go through a recent purchase that I made that ties into the Chronic. This video will also be in the playlist that I have where any videos or podcast episodes that we've done related to the Death Row Records or the Chronic will be in this playlist, so check it out. It includes how I was able to track down where this photo that you see in front of you, where this photo was taken, including the famous, quote, lowrider photo that's on the inner sleeve. So check out that video if you can. Now, going back to early to mid-April, I think it was maybe late March, this website, it was an Interscope website, basically came out, and there was an announcement that they had some items for sale, and I'm going to show you what I purchased. Since then, there's been an additional announcement, which is this kind of internal landing page. You can see the chronicmasters.interscope.com. And what you're seeing here is pretty cool. We often don't get a chance to see this. And when you're talking about the master recordings, and you just see this in kind of its purest form in terms of the labeling and the writing and things like that. Much of this, of course, done back in late 91 into 92. The album, of course, comes out on December 15th, 1992. This is going to be the 30th anniversary, and I'm happy to say with the deal that Dre did, I think it was earlier this year, it was valued at, I forget how many hundreds of millions, but Universal Music Group, I think it was, UMG, they did a deal, and often I'm like, okay, well, what does that translate to? Are they going to market the songs for advertising and things like that? But you would imagine that they're going to try to capitalize on their investment, and what we're starting to see is obviously a month or two ago, they released some of the merch that we're going to look at, and then they've hinted that June 1st, which is just in a couple of days from the time of this recording at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, the Chronic Masters will feature exclusive drops throughout the year that pay homage to the legendary work. And this is definitely something pretty cool, especially for us fans, that we're getting something. We've seen different milestones kind of come and go, and there'd be nothing, but I think there's definitely something here to talk about. Now, this gentleman here, Jeremy, I don't know how to say his last name correctly, so you can see it on the screen. I've long followed him, and I have tagged him over the course of time. I think he, like a lot of celebrities, has went and either doesn't, removed the photos and things like that or whatnot. But basically, he announced this, and it basically goes on to say, is this thing on? I decided to unplug from my digital life last fall, but he's back because he's got some inciting news to share, including Trophy, all caps, my new premium content and collectibles agency that I formed with my creative partner in crime and my two Detroit co-defendants. He says our first official drop is with the Triple OG Dr. Dre to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Chronic. The first collection releases June 1st, and at 12 p.m. West Coast time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, Interscope, the Chronic. So that's basically the guy behind this collaboration. So again, I'm hoping that we'll see something cool. I'm hoping that we'll also see something that's within reach for the average fan. There's been some things that come out over the course of time for different albums and stuff that are just kind of unattainable. I think some of the cool stuff that we've seen from Eminem with Interscope is like some of the signed content with it, whether it be a cassette, a CD, a vinyl album, things like that, within the few $100 range, which is a lot, but, for someone of Eminem's stature, certainly, worth it, I think, to a fan. But this is pretty cool. What I want to do now is jump in to the things that I purchased, and I'll show you right now. So stay tuned. Let's do it. Now, I have not opened this box. All I've done is slit this open so we can take a look. So you guys are going to see it the first time. I'm seeing it as well. Of course, I got the website up that I was just talking about. So my first thought was when the box came, of course, a very good job with the notification. So, with these Interscope purchases, the few that I made, you get an email, hey, it's out for delivery via FedEx, and then you get an email shortly after it was delivered. So fantastic communication. First off, one of the things I wanted to buy that I thought was economical was the Chronic air freshener. So this was something that it was a fair enough price. I forget the exact price, but it was something that was kind of cheap enough to go, hey, I'm going to buy one, probably throw it in my 64 Lincoln blue car that is reminiscent of the Impala, of course. And I'll probably throw one in there. But I, of course, being a fan, a collector, if you will, I told myself, not a big deal to splurge on two. So I got two air fresheners. Boom, there they are. They are printed on both sides. I don't know that it was clear about that, but I was kind of curious, and it is. So nice little touch there. The next thing I got, although I probably won't use it other than to display with my other items. You can see, of course, I had a feeling made in China. And this is probably not too expensive for them to make, but it's still pretty cool for them to do something, of this. Now, granted, you got to keep in mind, when this stuff dropped, I picked up on it. I think it popped up in my Google feed, and it was some hip hop site that was basically, did like a kind of a press release article on it. And the new stuff, the Masters, the Chronic Masters, it had not been announced. So you can imagine. And by the way, this feels, you can tell, I thought it was plastic. It is like a tin. You could probably hear that. It reminds me, my mom's got some old, this Coca-Cola type tins from back in the day. So kind of a nice little cool thing. But again, when this stuff was announced and made available to purchase, we didn't know that anything else was coming. So, as a fan, you don't really know how many opportunities you'll get to buy stuff like this. Now, I typically won't buy shirts and things like this. This is a long sleeve because this is something, I don't know that I would necessarily wear unless I went to one of those Dre Day deals that they do out in California in February, I think it is. Fortunately, I haven't been able to go only because of I go to a truck show that same weekend in Conroe, Texas. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to show you guys a couple of the screen grabs and the saved images that I have of this. So I don't have to take this out of the package right now. But you can see, look, boom, they got it all in there. Small box. And that's what I ended up getting. Now, I do kick myself because I meant to buy a hat that was available, similar to the hats that you may recall them wearing in this era, especially Snoop with the black hat and the Chronic leaf in the middle. I had every intention of buying that, and for whatever reason, I think it just slipped my mind when I was ordering. And I thought about it a week later. I was like, hey, let me double check my order. And I was like, oh, I'll go order it. And the ordering had closed. So this stuff is no longer out there, possibly because it was that limited or possibly because of this announcement that I just talked about. Now, keep in mind, the video that's in this playlist, I talked to Daniel Jordan, who took that photo. He took the couple of photos for the album, and it was really an honor to talk with him. And I can't thank him enough for helping me track down, basically giving me the intel on where the photos were taken. So let's look at a couple of the saved images. Okay, the last part of the video, we're going to take a look at some of the merchandise, and I believe this stuff came around 4/20. I think I saved these images on 4/23, and they had projected ship date of before June 1st or something like that. Now, I saved these images just with the intention of being able to do this video. So basically, what they ended up doing is they had this internal landing page, and these were the items. Again, they had a hoodie, which I did not purchase. They had this shirt, which I did not purchase. And this is the hat. So the hat had the Chronic leaf, and it had the Chronic in blue. This was one of the items that I wanted, like I said, and for whatever reason, maybe I just slipped my mind. I don't know what happened. But that was kind of the internal landing page. This was the mobile site. You could see there the Interscope store. These were the three items. You could save these images, and I did. So you have what you saw, the air freshener. I wonder if it smells like Chronic. You have the shirt. Now, again, I'm not a person to buy many shirts, even from different artists. This, I just kind of felt like I had to. I like the font on it. Don't know that I would necessarily wear it, as I said, unless maybe I'm going to like some sort of function related to G-Funk or Dre or something like that. And then here is the Chronic tray. This was something pretty cool that I thought. And this apparently went up around Dr. Dre's birthday. So you can see here, this was a February 9th screenshot. And this was Michelle, NBCLA. And she said, in Compton, Dr. Dre gets 2 billboards. And you can see here, this one and this one. I think one had since been taken down because this was another screenshot that I had found. And you could see here 3/16/23, so that one had been taken down. But pretty cool that around Dre's birthday, Interscope, or presumably, or Universal Music Group put these up. And to think that, the impact that this album made 30 years ago. This past December, we celebrated the 30th anniversary. But like I said at the beginning, it is pretty cool that, it's still relevant, and they did put out merch, and we're on the verge of June 1st to kind of see what that's going to lead to. So let me know what you guys think. Check out the other content in this playlist if you'd like, including a couple, I think, of podcasts I've done in the past, and where I talk about where this famous photo was shot by Daniel Jordan, including the lowrider photo on the inner sleeve. It's all in this playlist. Take care. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like the content. We out ya. Peace.